course, a retired lieutenant detective formerly with the Nutley, New Jersey Police Department. Thank you for staying with us. Your response to what we were just discussing.
Well, Daniel was very, very articulate and very excellent in the points he made. What I'm concerned about is what you just brought up, that person who said that they saw this individual doing some surveillance, some pre-operational planning. Did they report that to the police?
He did. He did say that he did report it to the FBI today.
Today, after the incident. And we find this over and over and over again. It's usually after a tragedy that people say, you know, I saw this last week or I saw that the week before. That's why we have been saying all along, with reference to these incidents, if you see something, say something. People feel that what they see, although it may be abnormal, that they're bothering the police. We have to do better in law enforcement to make sure that people understand you're not bothering us. It could be a small matter to you, but it could be connected to a dot that could prevent a tragedy.
It's pretty clear, you know, Steve, that the FBI knew a whole lot more before this incident than local law enforcement did. At least that's the information that has come to light so far.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it sort of the turf war kind of stuff that you read about in books that, you know, the FBI doesn't want to share stuff because they want to claim credit for everything, and local law enforcement, the same thing. They don't want to share stuff with the feds.
Well, it could be part of it, but I think the major issue here is no one wants to compromise an investigation. I could tell you this, that even in local police departments, detective bureaus won't share information with their patrol division. Now, that's wrong on its face, but there are concerns that if too many people know too much, even police officers, somebody's going to say something to somebody that could compromise an investigation. But these are things management in each police department and each level of law enforcement has to address in their individual agencies.
But we had the same exact conversation following the Boston Marathon bombings, the same exact conversation where the older Tsarnaev brother had been under investigation and the case had been closed.
Well, exactly. But even if a case is closed, I believe that in the aftermath of these incidents, the federal authorities are going to have to provide that information to local law enforcement. Look, no one better than the local police officer knows his neighborhoods, knows his business districts. They know if Mr. or Mrs. Smith is unemployed or sneezes at 3 o'clock in the morning. Local cops are your best fight against terrorism.
Right.
So they have to wake up. They, meaning the federal government, has to trust these local cops with this information.
But they don't.
You know what? They do a good job.
And I can just hear it now. The feds are sitting in a room and they're saying, well, we can't tell the local cops this stuff because they'll screw it up, and you know, and not that they would, but there's a fear that they would tip off somebody and let the suspects know. And so, Steve, is there a way around that? I mean, you know, you got to trust local cops. You know, 90% of them do a great job.
Well, they do a great job. They're our first responders. They're the ones putting their lives on the line up front and personal. The way around it is very, very simple. They're going to have to sit with management in each agency, and if a police officer provides intentionally or unintentionally information that compromises an investigation, they're going to say goodbye to their job. It's as simple as that. But I have enough confidence and trust in local law enforcement that that's going to be the exception, not the rule.
Right.
Yeah. And we don't want to place blame because the person who actually committed this horrific act is the person to blame.
Absolutely.
Today.
Well, that's right. You're absolutely right.
Well, a night out in Orlando turns into a nightmare.
50 people killed in the deadliest mass shooting on American